Welcome to Flash Tutorial Request 10. Select random movie clip. We're going to start by opening a new FLA. I'm keeping my default settings, which includes ActionScript 3. And this tutorial is going to allow us to select one of, using ActionScript, we're going to be able to select at random one of 5 different movie clips. You can have as many movie clips as you wish. I'm going to call this first layer rectangle, R-E-C-T, as in rectangle. I'm going to pick up the rectangle tool and draw a small rectangle. Selection tool, highlight it, modify it, convert it to a movie clip. Make sure movie clip is selected, and RECT underscore MC. Copy that name, right click, copy it so we can use it as an instance name. Press OK. Make sure this is highlighted. Open the properties panel, and it's an instance of recmc, and up here paste in that instance name. I'm going to now make 4 more. I'm going to make a circle, a square, an oval, and a star. And once I have those movie clips done, I'll get back. Okay, you can see I have 5 drawings on my board. They're movie clips. And if I unlock my layers, this one here is a movie clip that we just made called RECT underscore MC. This one is star underscore MC, oval, OVAL underscore MC, circle, CIRCLE underscore MC, and square, SQUARE underscore MC. And there they are, just sitting on the stage. Select the very top layer, lock all the layers, insert a layer, call it ActionScript AS. Select that first frame, open the Actions panel, and type in this code. Type. And it has to do with the 5 movie clips. So square underscore MC, period, go to and play, small g, small t, capital A, capital P, open bracket, 2, close bracket, semicolon, and that 2 is frame 2. Copy that, paste it 4 times, and end up with circle, oval, star, and rec. Just change those first words, and they're all going to be going to frame 2 when they're told to. So now let's look at one of those movie clips. Open the library. I'm going to open the circle movie clip and show you what I did. Originally you have one layer, and on that layer you had this circle, for example. I went up to frame 20, right clicked, insert keyframe. That would bring the playhead up to here, and then I just clicked on it and dragged my circle up to there, right click in here, and created a classic tween. So now I have this classic tween. Going to frame 20. On frame 1, I made sure I have a stop. I have an actions layer here, AS, and this one's my circle. I did the same thing for all my movie clips. So if I look at another one, for example, the oval, it's the same format, rectangle's the same, square's the same, and my star is the same. Back to scene. So now they're stopped here on this frame 1, just sitting here. So now let's test it. When I tell it to start and test it, this ActionScript will say each of these movie clips go to and play. So those 5 those 5 objects should move across the stage for 20 frames. Test my movie. Test. There they go, and they go back to frame 1 where the stop is. Now we don't want them all to move at once. We want to be able to randomly select. So go to the top of the action script, put an enter in here, and at the very top of the page type in this. We're going to make a variable. Type, type, type. VAR turns purple. Select, capital S, MC, capital MC. This says select the movie clip. That's the variable I'm making. Colon, number, and as you start to write it, you'll get a drop down menu. Capital NUMBER turns blue, equals 0, and a semicolon. Just putting an enter there. Now we're going to put each of these 5 movie clips inside their own if statement. So put a couple enters here and type this if. Type, type, type. It says if turns purple, the same color as variable, if, open bracket, select MC, that's that variable, if it's equal to. So if we're going to compare something, we need 2 equal signs. Equals equals 1, close bracket. There's the open curly bracket for this if. And if I come after the end of this line here and put an enter, and now I can put my closed curly bracket. So if it's 1 equal 1, it's going to play that movie clip. Copy this, right click copy, come after that curly bracket, put an enter, paste it. If it's equal to 2, change this one to a 2. It's going to take the next movie clip. Go at the end of this one, enter, put your closed curly bracket, and we can put an enter, and because we still have that copied, we can paste it again, paste, and make this a 3. Come down after that oval line and put your closed curly bracket, another enter, and we can paste again and make this 4. Come right after this star line, enter, close curly bracket, enter, and the last paste, and we need at the end here a curly bracket, close curly bracket. So now depending on what value I have in select, it will choose one of these 5 movie clips. Oh, this last one, make sure we change that to a 5. You probably already seen that. So now let's, for example, we'll run it now, test it now, and because it's a 0, none of the movie clips will move. I have no errors and no movie clips moved. Go up here, let's make this a 4. So now if it's a 4, this if will be true, so the star should move across the stage. Test movie test. There it is, and it goes across to frame 20, then loops back to frame 1 where there's a stop. Now, if you were making a game, you'd have to test all these out individually to make sure they're all working. They should, but you still have to test them out. Let's go back to the main timeline and lock all the layers. Select the top layer, which in my case is rect. Yours may be different. And insert a layer and call it button. B-U-T-T-O-N. And we're going to put a button here that when that button is pressed, it's going to select one of these movie clips. So let's pick up some different colors here. Let's make it red inside, and let's make it black outside. You can do any color you want. And I'm going to pick my oval tool and hold my shift down, making there's my button, the circle. Selection tool, modify it, converting this to a symbol. This time I'm going to select button, and I'm going to call it select, S-E-L-E-C-T _ BTN. Copy this, and it's still highlighted here. Open the properties panel and paste it in for a instance name. Lock that layer, select the actions layer, open the actions panel, close the property panel. Now right in here, right after this variable, it's line 2. I'm going to put a couple spaces in, so I'm on line 4, and type, 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 type. We made a button. Now I'm going to write the code for that button. select underscore BTN, capital S, that's that button I just made, period, add event listener, small a, capital E, capital L, that will turn blue. Open bracket, mouse event, capital M, capital E, that will turn blue, period. Click, all capitals, C-L-I-C-K, that'll turn blue, comma, and I'm calling this function select, S-E-L-E-C-T, close bracket, semicolon, there's a space, function, F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N, turns purple, there's that word I just used, select, S-E-L-E-C-T, capital S, that's this function we're calling up when we press the button select, open bracket, event, small e, that turns blue, colon, mouse event, capital M, capital E, turns blue, close bracket, colon, void, void turns purple, and there is the open curly bracket for this function, and right here after this open curly bracket, enter a couple of lines, and if it hasn't appeared for you, put in a close curly bracket. So now we're going to write the function in here, and the function we're going to write in here is the random select function. So select in here, and type, and from here to here is what we typed in. There's that open curly bracket for that function we just made. There's the closed curly bracket for that function we just made, and inside that we're making another function. F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N. It's called getMC, small g, capital MC. Let's actually make that a capital G, because I try to keep that format. Okay, so it says get capital G MC, get movie clip, open and close bracket, colon void. Void and function are purple. There's the open curly bracket for this new function, and this new function is going to select us a random number, and it's going to put that random number in that variable we made called select MC. So to do that, we need to make a place to put that random number, and it's a variable, VAR, turns purple, and it's called select RAM, as in random. Capital S-E-L, capital R-A-M, colon, number, capital N-U-M-B-E-R, turns blue, equals math, capital M-A-T-H, period, R-A-N-D-O-M, and that turns blue, capital M, small r, open, close bracket, semicolon. So this is going to call a random number, and it calls a random number from 0 to 1. So now, that variable we made, select MC, capital S, capital M, capital C, it's going to be equal to math, period, round, capital M, period, small r, that turns blue. That's going to take this random number up here and round it up. And round it up if it's a decimal above 5. Open bracket, and this is the variable where it's put, this is that variable that we just making with this random number. Select RAM, SCL, capital S, RAM, asterisk, that's the uppercase of number 8, 4 plus 1, close bracket, semicolon, and this basically says take that random number, multiply it by 4, and add 1. The easiest way to look at this is the highest number it's going to make or generate and put in this variable is the sum of these, which is 5. The lowest number it's going to make is this single one. So I'm going to generate a number between 1 and 5. And I'm doing a trace, T-R-A-C-E, that turns blue. Open bracket, select MC, that's that variable, close bracket, semicolon, so we can see this number get selected, and that'll make sure that this part works. There's the close curly bracket for this function. It probably already came in for you. And then after that is get MC. Otherwise, we'd never call this function. This is calling that function for us. Get MC, open close bracket, semicolon, and there's the close curly bracket for this function up here, which is already there. And now I believe this will work to some degree. So control, test. The first thing I want to see is no errors. That's nice. And it moved. Something moved. There's generating the number. Generated the 4, generated the 2. So it's generating a number, but something moved on me. Yes, I'm back on the code here, and up here we still have this already made to be a 4. So obviously this test down here where it says if the MC is equal to 4, it actually moved that star for us. So we got to go back and make this a 0. Again, that's one of those things you might have caught and didn't make this error. So now let's test it again. Nothing moved. I have nothing traced, and when I do, I trace a 2, and what should happen is this should move across the stage. Now the fact is it did move, the proper one did move, but it only moved one frame in its movie clip because we have no event listener telling this to happen over and over again, this here part. Even though we might have selected one of these as value and one of these ifs was true, it would only move that particular movie clip one frame. So after this get MC, after this close curly bracket, before this first if, put a couple lines in here, and we have to put an event listener in here. Type, and it says stage period add event listener, small a, capital E, capital L, small s, that all turns blue, open bracket, event, capital E, turns blue, period. This is all uppercase, ENTER, underscore frame, FRAME, that's all uppercase, comma, I'm calling this nth frame, ENT, FRAME, and again I'm going to make this a capital E. Just try to keep some kind of, and make this a capital E. ENT, nth frame, close bracket, semicolon. Here's the function that's being called. Function, FUNCTION, turns purple. There's that nth frame. Open bracket, E, small e, colon, event, capital E, that turns blue. Close bracket, colon, void, void turns purple. There's the open curly bracket for this on enter frame function. And way down the bottom here, after this last test, we should have another closed curly bracket. And now this should do something more. No errors, nothing moved, and there, that one moved. Now, see, it's funny, kind of funny what's happening. It moves once, then it moves again. And the problem here is, while this is true, while any of these tests are true, for example this one, if indeed our random number was a 1, this would be true and we told to play, well it would start to play and go to frame 2, but it would tell it go to frame 2, keep going to frame 2, go to frame 2, go to frame 2. And then we could select another one and it would be told to do something. So what we got to do is, after we tell it to go to frame 2, we got to make sure that we turn this variable back to a 0. So now in all of our ifs, so here, select right at the end of this square movie clip. After this here, type, and it says select MC, capital S, capital MC, equals 0, semicolon. That's the variable way up here, the one that we're checking. The one we're checking here, we're turning it back to a 0. Once you have to add it in, copy it, and paste it in after the go to line. Paste it there. Paste it here. Paste it here. And there should be one more. Whoops. Yes. Paste it here. Now, this should work. Test movie test. No errors. And we select the 2, that moves. 3, that moves. 5, that moves. 2, that moves. 1, that moves. I'm going to make another tutorial. It'll be flashed tutorial request 11. Select random movie clip 2. And it will show you a shorter way to do this. Right now, if, for example, you had 50 movie clips, you'd have to write 50 of these. I'm going to show you how to combine them all so that it's all done in one code. Save this FLA if you plan on doing that next follow-up. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.